The questions I was asked during my interview before I came here in Germany to meet my husband. So I am going to say all the questions I was asked. Hello, my lovelies. For my returning subscribers, you are highly welcome back. I appreciate your constant support over this our channel. Please, if today is your first time of seeing this my face, my name is Oyenya. By God's grace, in this my channel, I talk about faith, having faith in God, being faithful in everything you are doing, believing in God and also believing in yourself. I also talk about lifestyles, different types of lifestyles. I talk about them in this my channel. Oh yes. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you came across this my video, you find the video interesting, educative, empowering, so I plead to you to please subscribe. You will never regret of subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, without wasting much of your time, I am going to go straight to what I am having in this video today. First of all, there is a video I was asked to make. So it will be a very short video, but I want to say it here also. Please pardon me. The question was asked to me on my video about the investigation, how I came over here in Germany. So I was asked to make the video, but because it is a very short information, so I want to pass it through this video also. Please, concerning the the visitor visa, if you are invited to come over here in Germany, normally is 3 months visa, that is 90 days they will give you. So when you are asked to come, you apply as a visitor, they gave you visa to come over as a visitor. The 3 months they gave you, you will not stay more than that 3 months, because as far as they know that you have entered, so they are expecting you to go back. So when you refuse to go back and stay, Deutschland is not a country that you can go and hide, unless if you did not come through embassy, unless if you came over through Nicodemus way, they don't know. But if you come directly through embassy, they knew you are already in their country. So when the 3 months expire, the day they gave you to go back, you have to go back. If you stay back, it will be a very big problem to you. So I want to answer this. I don't want to make another video separate based on this, because it's a short information. Okay, so let me go over to the questions I was asked during my interview before I came over here in Deutschland to meet my husband. So please, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at those questions because I wrote them down because there were too many. So the first question I was asked in the embassy during my interview, they asked me about myself. The first thing, they asked me my name. They asked me my age. They asked me where I was born. So the next question they asked me is where I meet my husband, how I and my husband get connected. So another question they asked was how old is my husband. Another question is when my husband was born, the year he was born and where he was born. Another question is when my husband traveled to Germany, when he traveled to Germany and how many years he has been in Germany. So the next question, they asked me where my husband is living in Germany. The city he lives, the streets, his house number. They also asked me the code number. Now, they also asked me to quote the phone number of my husband. So another question they asked me is the apartment of my husband, where he lives, the house. You know, in Africa, we normally say 2 rooms and 1 parlor, or 3 rooms and 1 parlor, or a room and parlor. But here in Germany, it's not like that. They also counted the parlor as a room. So if your husband is living in 2 rooms and 1 parlor, that is 3 rooms. So if your husband is living in a room and parlor, here it is called 2 rooms. If your husband is living in 3 bedroom and parlor, here is called 4 rooms. So they will also ask you about the apartment of your husband. So another question they asked me where my husband works. They also asked me the name of the company that he works. They asked me also the salary my husband earns every month. So all these things are very important. You have to know them. So they also asked me if my husband wear eyeglass. When they asked me this one, I was like, what is going on here? They asked me because of the truth. My husband normally wear eyeglass, but when he's reading, he doesn't wear it. When they asked me this question, I was like, these people are serious. So they asked me whether my husband wear eyeglass. So they also asked me if my husband have a tattoo on his body. So they also asked me my husband's best food, the food he likes most. They also asked me the best hobby of my husband. They also asked me the size shoe of my husband. They asked me the time my husband goes to work and the time he comes back from work. They also asked me how many years my husband work in that company he is working. He is not a smart man. When they were asking me all these questions, I was like, these people are serious. These German people are serious. Too many questions. What I did not even expect. It was what I was asked. But I thank God I answered them because I know my husband too well. So that is why it is very important for you to know your wife and to know your husband too well. It's very important in case of something like this. So another thing they asked me was, how old is my father-in-law? When they asked this one, thank God. I really thank God that I know my husband people too well. I know them. All of them, I know their age. I know when they were born. Thank God. Had it been, I did not. This question, this particular one, the old of my how old is your father-in-law? This one, this one craft me crazy. I'm telling you. So to God be the glory, I answer them. Because all these things they are questioning me here. They will also question my husband here in Germany. Because on my husband's side, they also, because the reason why they did not ask me about my mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law, when they asked me about my mother-in-law, I told them that she's already late. So they asked me the one that is still alive, being my father-in-law. So on my husband's side, they also asked my husband about the age of my mother, because my own father is no more alive. So they asked my husband the age of his mother-in-law. That thing got us crazy. This question was asking us at the same day, the same time. Immediately they start my own interview down there in Lagos. They start my husband's own here in Germany at the same time. Oh my God. The thing marvels me. German people are very, very sweet. They are serious on everything they are doing. I'm telling you, this particular question marvels me. So another question they asked me how many siblings my husband had. I answered. They asked me if my husband is the first child, second child, third child, fourth. They asked me the position of my husband. I answered them. All these things they asked me, they also asked my husband. So it is very important to know all these things. When you are in a relationship with somebody, you have to be very careful. Know things about that person in case of things like this. So they also asked me if my husband is already married in Germany. They asked me, if you say yes, they will ask you how many child did your husband have with the ex-wife. But if your husband did not marry a German, you answer. So they will not go further to ask you. They will even ask you because there is something they know. They already know that some of Africans have children here in order to get their paper. They also ask you if your husband have a child here in Germany. If you answer, they will ask you the age of the child, where the child is living, whether the child is living with your husband or the child is living with anybody. You must answer all those things, all those questions. You must answer them. So there were a lot of questions they asked me. So I was very happy that day that I conquered. Do you know what I mean by conquered? It was a war front. It was a very, very, very war front. But I thank God that I know my husband too well and his people. Had it been I did not know my husband too well, the thing could have hooked me. The question could have hooked me here. And another thing with the German is when they are asking you those questions, they will also look at your body, body movements. They look at you. If you are answering the question with boldness, they will know. If there is fear in you, they will know. So that is why when you are going for the German interview, they first of all watch your body movement to know whether there is fear in you. So when you are going to something like this, you have to be what? Ekwaraji, be serious, because they are serious there. They are very, very serious. They are not joking. The Germans are not joking. So these are the questions I passed through during my interview. And my husband also passed through those questions here during his own interview. So this is how we went. So this is how the questions went. Here comes the end of this my video. So if you are coming over to Germany for a family reunion, you are going for the interview, what you have to do is to be serious, because those people there, they are serious, they are not joking. Prepare yourself for any question, because what they will ask you may not be what they will ask another person's. So it may be that they will ask you, there is something they will add on your own, or there is something they will subtract on your own. So the question may not be the same, but the only thing I'm saying here is when you are going for German interview, for family reunion, be very, very serious, because they are not joking there. So here comes the end of this my video. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do me a favor and subscribe. I love you all so, so much. Stay tuned as I come up in my next video. I love you all. Cheers. Bye.